Holmgren.
You know, some people are built for these moments, some aren't, but we definitely are, and it shows.
The NBA's fierce rivalries are officially back, and this one is fueled by more than just competition. It's raw animosity. Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren are quickly turning their matchup into a league-defining battle that has everyone's attention. Following their latest face-off, Wembanyama made it clear there was no love lost, delivering a pointed remark that immediately put Holmgren in the spotlight. With tensions rising and pride on the line, this rivalry is starting to feel like it could reshape the NBA's future.
We're fighting. We honestly don't even know the guy. Like, we just play basketball against.
Today, we're unpacking every layer of this rivalry. How simple tension turned into open hostility. The key moments that escalated it. The games, the quotes, and the behind-the-scenes decisions fans never saw coming. Things have reached such a boiling point that even NBA legends like Dirk Nowitzki felt compelled to step in. And by the time this breakdown is over, the full picture will leave you stunned. It all traces back to the moment everything changed, when Victor Wembanyama stepped onto the floor for the Space Thunder NBA Cup semifinal, a night that looked routine on the surface but quietly marked the start of something much bigger.
Wembanyama at the elbow, watched by Caruso. Wembanyama got it back, fires, and it drops!
This marked Wembanyama's first real action in weeks after a calf injury sidelined him for nearly a dozen games, and the entire league was locked in. This wasn't just a routine comeback. It was a statement moment, one where he needed to silence doubts not only about his health, but about the story being built around him. Oklahoma City entered red hot, riding a 16-game winning streak and sitting near the top of the standings, which made the spotlight even brighter. With the Spurs managing his workload and limiting him to roughly 20 minutes, every second Wembanyama played carried extra weight. And he made it count, posting 22 points and 9 rebounds while San Antonio outscored the Thunder by 21 during his time on the floor. Still, the tension that defined the night wasn't found in the box score. It showed in his cold, wordless interactions with Chet Holmgren, the player he's been measured against since day one. That edge peaked late in the fourth quarter when Holmgren missed a mid-range jumper, and cameras instantly caught Wembanyama flashing a brief, unmistakable smile, an expression many viewers saw not as celebration, but as a revealing glimpse into how personal this rivalry had already become.
Bound against is going to be big in this game.
Holmgren now 9 for 11 at the free.
He is very, very hot.
That's after the missed.
And that moment wasn't isolated. Throughout the game, every time the ball found Chet Holmgren in a spot that could test him, whether in pick-and-roll action, mid-range attempts, or defensive switches, Wembanyama's demeanor visibly changed. His focus sharpened, his movements carried more force, and the intensity rose. This wasn't simply about running plays or following the game plan anymore. In those stretches, Wembanyama wasn't just competing. He was sending a clear message, staking his claim and making it known who he believed controlled the matchup.
In the day, the post-up for the big was on a low block. Now the post-up for a big like Wemby is at the high elbow.
Here's this matchup, Wembanyama!
From Wembanyama's first touch to his late-game rebounds, quick pushes in transition, and calm free throws under pressure, the message was impossible to miss. This wasn't just about sparking a comeback. It was about control. Every confident move and powerful finish felt like a silent declaration that he owned the moment. And each time Holmgren tried to respond, Wembanyama answered with a subtle but unmistakable edge, turning the matchup into something personal. That tension only grew after the final buzzer, when a post-game interview ignited controversy. Asked what he and Holmgren bring out in each other, Wembanyama surprised many by avoiding direct praise altogether. Instead of breaking down Holmgren's skill set, he shifted the focus to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP, suggesting that defending anyone becomes far more difficult when help is constantly pulled toward a player of that caliber. An answer that raised eyebrows and quietly added fuel to an already heated rivalry.
This feels like one of the true NBA rivalries. What do you force each other to tap into?
The MVP is in that court, the reigning MVP, so he is our main focus. Anybody is hard to guard when you have to help on the MVP.
Wembanyama didn't just withhold praise from Holmgren. He effectively erased him from the conversation, making it seem like Holmgren's impact was amplified mainly by sharing the floor with one of the league's most dangerous scorers. That's when Dirk Nowitzki stepped in, and the response caught plenty of people off guard. Known for his calm and respectful approach, Dirk rarely jumps into player debates, But even he felt this crossed a line. He didn't dispute Wembanyama's point about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's influence, yet he made it clear that completely ignoring Holmgren's contributions came off as unnecessarily dismissive.
I love that answer. To me, it's too swaggy, too dismissive of Chet. But hey, they might have something going, and can't wait. Get the popcorn out.
Too swaggy?
Lou Williams approached the situation from a very different perspective, calling out the ambiguity behind Wembanyama's words. His message was simple and direct. If you're going to make a strong statement, don't dance around it. According to Lou, taking subtle shots only invites confusion, and if a player has something to say, they should be clear about who it's aimed at.
I like the fact that he's shaking the tree. Shake the tree as much as you can. However, put an address on it. Don't send a subliminal to Chet. Don't send a subliminal to SG.
Lou Williams went even further, pointing out that Wembanyama's "some people aren't built for this" remark could have been aimed at anyone, which only made it feel immature. In Lou's view, speaking in riddles instead of owning the message weakens the statement. Meanwhile, the debate spilled across the analyst desk. Paul Pierce openly backed Holmgren, citing his versatility, basketball IQ, and overall impact on winning, while Kevin Garnett pushed back just as strongly, arguing that Wembanyama's rare size, skill set, and physical dominance clearly make him the standard everyone else is chasing.
Right now, he's playing better than Wemby. Right now,
I can't say that.
Right
His
now,
team
today,
looks better than
I'm talking
Wemby's.
about individual-wise.
Did you see what the boy was doing? Man, the man, Wemby, the alien from the third dimension. Yeah, he came across half. It's like, yeah, give my Steph Curry. Yeah.
The debate around Wembanyama and Holmgren exploded online like a live event, with fans, analysts, and even legends weighing in. Some sided with Deg, others with Lou, Kilogram, or Pierce, turning social media into a non-stop discussion zone. By the time the Spurs Thunder hype hit its peak, this wasn't just chatter. It was a full-blown storyline. Every subtle move Wembanyama made, on the court or in interviews, was dissected like a personal vendetta. But to really understand why he seems to carry such intensity toward Holmgren, you have to go back to the beginning. Not draft night or hype reels, but Europe, where one was molded a no-nonsense basketball machine. This wasn't casual hoops. Every drill, every mistake, every moment was scrutinized. Growing up in a household of elite athletes, his mom a coach, his dad a national-level track star, he learned early that good enough didn't exist. By his early teens, he was living in team dorms, training daily, juggling school, traveling for games, and discovering that talent alone wouldn't save him. Only results did. Coaches were relentless, peers were cutthroat, and every evaluation felt like a test of whether he truly belonged. By 14, Wembanyama was forging an unshakable mindset, and before he even controlled his own story, the world was already watching a global prospect. Even before Wembanyama hit the NBA, his story was defined by grind and survival. Scouts talked about his wingspan, shot, and defensive IQ, but behind all that potential, he was still a kid navigating a ruthless system. Nothing came easy. He had every ounce of attention, and the Spurs recognized that by taking him first overall in 2023. Unlike most rookies stepping into a dream, Wembanyama walked into a rebuilding franchise where every win and loss immediately reflected on him. Then injuries hit, like the Ray shoulder blood clot in November that ended his season, yet he refused to sit back. Instead, he doubled down, training harder, sharpening his focus, and rehabbing like his career depended on it. Contrast that with Chet Holmgren, whose rise followed a protected, structured path. From dominating high school at Minaher Academy to thriving in the Thunder system, Holmgren was nurtured, polished, and inserted into winning situations without the same high-pressure tests Wembanyama faced. When Holmgren returned from injury, the team was firing on all cylinders, and he slid seamlessly into success. For Wembanyama, every setback was scrutinized, every retain a judgment of whether he belonged. That stark difference, one forged in relentless adversity, the other guided in carefully managed growth, fuels the tension we see on the court and in interviews. Add to that the NBA media machine, which has paired their names side by side since the 2023 draft, framing them as two halves of a single story instead of distinct careers, and it's easy to understand why Wembanyama reacts so intensely. He respects struggle and earning respect the hard way, while Holmgren's smoother journey represents the opposite, making every matchup about more than just basketball. It's a clash of earned versus granted legacy.